Nemo was on the menu. Remy steals through Gusto's kitchen like he owns the place. Copper pans, aged cheese, truffle oil. The whole room smells like a love letter to French cuisine. Warm, safe, almost edible through the screen. Then look behind him. Sitting in the pantry, quiet as a guilty secret, are cans labeled Nemo Brand Caviar. Not a poster, not a little clownfish plushie tucked on a shelf. Caviar, fish eggs, the kind of detail that sounds like a harmless studio wink, until you remember what Finding Nemo actually starts with. A barracuda, a dead mother, dozens of eggs destroyed in 1 second, and one single egg left, named Nemo. So when Ratatouille drops that label in the background of a cooking scene, the kitchen stops feeling warm. It might be a Captain Nemo reference. Pixar has never confirmed it either way, and that ambiguity is exactly the point. They give you just enough rope to hang the whole movie on, then walk away smiling. A pantry shelf, a caviar brand. Two Pixar films colliding in the worst possible way. The sweetest food movie in the franchise just turned lunch into a crime scene, and Remy didn't even notice. Buzz runs on Apocalypse. Buzz Lightyear runs on the company that destroyed Earth. When Buzz gets reset in Toy Story 3, his battery compartment flips open for maybe 2 seconds. Most people register it as a throwaway gag and move on. But if you pause that frame, the batteries inside aren't generic. They're branded. By and Large. That name is everything. By and Large is the corporation behind Wall-E's entire world. It's on every screen, every building, every floating ad in that film. It's the company behind the overconsumption that made Earth uninhabitable, that launched humanity into space on a cruise ship, that left one little robot behind to compact garbage for centuries. And it's powering Buzz. That's the detail that makes this one stick. It's not just a logo, it's a timeline. In Pixar's shared universe, Toy Story takes place decades before Wall-E, which means By and Large already exists during Andy's childhood. It's already growing, already selling, already winning. Buzz doesn't know he's carrying a corporate symbol of planetary collapse. He just needs the batteries to fly. But once you see the logo, you can't unsee it. The toy sitting in Andy's room, powered by the same machine that eventually buries Earth in garbage. The apocalypse was always right there, inside the hero's chest. Room 237 at daycare. Sunnyside Daycare was never just creepy. Pixar coded it like The Shining. 3 separate times in Toy Story 3, the number 237 appears. Trixie has an online username, VelociStar237. The garbage truck outside carries the license plate RM237. A security camera mounted inside Sunnyside is labeled Overlook R237. One number, once that's decoration. 3 times, in 3 different places, all pointing to room 237, the most infamous room in The Shining. That's a decision, and the decision changes the whole daycare. Because once you see the pattern, Sunnyside stops feeling like a misguided kids facility and starts feeling like the Overlook Hotel with finger paintings on the walls. Lotso isn't just a bitter bear running a prison yard. He's Jack Torrance in a strawberry-scented body. The locked doors, the surveillance, the fake smile, the way he controls every room, it all lands differently with Kubrick's fingerprints underneath. The reference isn't random decoration, it fits. Sunnyside is bright on the outside and completely rotten underneath. Beautiful carpets, something terrible in the walls, just like the Overlook. Pixar hid horror architecture inside a movie about toys trying to survive long enough to get home. The number was sitting there the whole time. Bomb Voyage never left. A supervillain was hiding in Ratatouille, and almost nobody caught him. During the Paris montage, Linguini, Colette, roller skates, the Seine, the whole soft romantic sequence. Your eyes follow the couple. That's the trap. While you're watching them fall in love, Pixar is planting someone in the background. Bomb Voyage. The French bomb-themed villain from The Incredibles, standing on a Paris street performing as a mime. And that's just the first plant. Later in the film, his name appears again on a newspaper Colette is reading. 2 appearances. 1 background, 1 prop. That's not an accident. Now, that's Pixar making sure you find him twice or not at all. What makes it work is the contrast. The Incredibles is a film about action, explosions, and a superhero world with real stakes. Ratatouille is about a rat who wants to cook. Nothing about these 2 films should touch, but there he is, a wanted criminal, in a beret, performing street theater in the middle of Paris like he retired after The Incredibles and just never went home. No explanation, no payoff, no musical sting to announce him. Just a villain in broad daylight, hiding inside the coziest food movie Pixar ever made. Once you see him, the background of that entire montage starts to feel slightly dangerous. Lotso was there. First, Lotso was placed in a child's room before anyone knew to be afraid of him. In Up, there's a brief shot of a little girl watching Carl's house float past her window. Sweet moment. The kind of quiet visual Pixar slips in between bigger bigger emotional beats. But inside her bedroom, sitting near the bed, is a pink teddy bear, Lotso huggin' bear. When Up released in 2009, nobody flinched. Toy Story 3 hadn't come out yet. He was just a background toy. Soft colors, plush design, the kind of stuffed animal that belongs in a kid's room. Then Toy Story 3 happened. Lotso turned out to be one of the coldest villains Pixar ever built. Strawberry scent, smooth voice, iron grip over every toy at Sunnyside. A bear who was once loved, got replaced, and decided that if he couldn't have warmth, nobody could. That retroactively poisons the Up cameo completely. Go back to that bedroom scene now. The pink bear sitting by the bed isn't cute anymore. It's a warning. It's Pixar telling you something you couldn't decode yet, that the monster was already in the room, right next to the child, looking harmless. They placed him there a full year before he became the villain. And the first time, everyone thought he was just a toy. Sid became the trash man. Sid came back, and Pixar put him exactly where he belongs. In Toy Story, Sid is the nightmare version of childhood. Skull shirt, detonators, mutant toy experiments, a backyard that looks like a war zone. He doesn't just break toys, he enjoys it. He is, for about 80 minutes, the most genuinely disturbing human in Pixar's entire catalog. Then Toy Story 3 years later, Andy's house, moving day, a garbage truck rolls up, and the man driving it is wearing a skull shirt. Same design, same chaotic energy. Reportedly voiced by the same actor, that's Sid, grown up, working trash collection. Here's where it gets interesting. Pixar never gives him a redemption arc or a speech about learning his lesson. He's just there, doing his job, seemingly fine with it. But his job is now the exact system the toys are most terrified of. Garbage trucks, landfills, incineration, the entire nightmare sequence of Toy Story 3 runs through that world, and Sid's running part of it. Whether that's punishment or coincidence, Pixar leaves completely unanswered. The toy torturer grew up and became the trash man. Andy is driving away from childhood, and outside on the curb, one of childhood's first monsters is still there, collecting the things people couldn't hold on to. Bruce was Jack Torrance. Bruce the shark was playing nice. Then Dory bled, and Pixar made a horror movie. The setup is pure comedy. A great white shark in a support group, reciting a motto, offering tea, desperately performing civility. Bruce is funny because the gap between what he is and what he's pretending to be is enormous. Then Dory gets a nosebleed. The smell of blood cuts through every bit of that act in about half a second. Bruce's eyes go blank, the teeth come out, and suddenly Finding Nemo becomes something else entirely. A chase through a dark submarine wreck, claustrophobic and fast, Marlin and Dory scrambling as something massive hunts them through corroded metal corridors. Then Bruce smashes through a bulkhead door and delivers the line, "Here's Brucey." That is not a shark joke. That is a direct, deliberate lift of Jack Nicholson's "Here's Johnny" from The Shining. Same beat. Controlled character loses it, destroys a barrier, delivers the line through the gap. Kubrick's door break scene rebuilt underwater with a great white. Kids see a funny shark getting too excited. Adults hear Stanley Kubrick. Pixar ran the whole emotional arc of one of horror cinema's most iconic moments. The slow burn polite character who suddenly cannot stop, and hid it inside an ocean adventure rated G. For about 5 seconds, Finding Nemo is The Shining. Most people just never noticed. The Witch knew Pixar. The Witch's cottage should contain wood, bones, spell ingredients, and nothing else. It's medieval Scotland. Nothing in that world should know what a monster looks like or what a Pizza Planet truck is. Then Merida steps inside. Look at the carvings. There's Sully. Not a painting, not a poster. A wooden carving of Monsters Inc.'s most recognizable character, sitting in a medieval Scottish workshop. And next to it, also carved in wood, unmistakably shaped, the Pizza Planet truck. The detail that makes this hit hardest isn't the fan theory about Boo becoming the witch. That's speculation, and you don't need it. The object itself is the story. A witch living centuries in the past has carved evidence of things that don't exist yet. That makes the cottage feel less like a magical hut and more like a room that exists slightly outside of time. The witch doesn't just know old magic, she knows things she shouldn't. She's carved them into wood like artifacts, preserved alongside potions and bear sculptures like they belong together, and then she vanishes through a wooden door and the cottage disappears. No explanation, no payoff. Pixar just puts the impossible objects in the room and lets you sit with it. One wooden Sully turns the coziest witch in Pixar into the most unsettling, because the scary part was never what she could do. It was what she had already seen.